I'm just gonna be honest. Yesterday, I totally forgot. I totally forgot to video yesterday. I'm not even gonna lie. So today is a whole day later from when I first filmed my video. So today, I'm just gonna start off with day 2 instead of filming 2 videos today because I don't have time to film 2 videos and edit 2 videos because it takes too gosh darn long. So we're starting with day 2. So the subject for today is, how have I changed in the past 2 years? So that's basically what we're talking about today. If you don't already know, I'm doing a 30-day video series because I saw this blog/vlog, which you can see all that. You can see all of that on my last video. So today we're gonna be starting with, like I said, how have I changed in the past 2 years? So right now it's 2019, and 2 years ago was, hold on, let me do the math. 2017. So, well, 2017, it was my senior year in high school, and I was doing karate and I was in FFA. I was a part of the Mansfield FFA chapter. I was treasurer, and then I was also in karate. I competed around the United States in AAU and NKF tournaments, and so I took both of those very seriously. Like, I had almost all of it planned out. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna keep doing karate, and I had the dates and stuff set up. I was like, they're having 2020 Olympics in freaking Japan, and so I'm gonna do the 2020 Olympics in Japan for karate, and I'm gonna compete in sparring heavyweight, and I'm gonna win gold. That was my plan until you know, tournaments are expensive and it's kind of hard to afford to go to all these tournaments all the freaking time, and then gear is expensive, different gis and stuff are expensive. So that's something that kind of held me back. And then with FFA, I feel like if I just would have started sooner, I would have had more time. Like, I used to show chickens, which I had all the 4 years that I was showing, I always wanted to win a belt buckle. Like, that was my dream, to win a belt buckle. And so my senior year, this was my last show of the year. It was Tarrant County Junior Livestock Show, and I was showing my chickens. And I remember when I was in the ring and the judge was judging our chickens, and I didn't win for my chickens, but I remember doing showmanship. And even though I lost with my chickens, I still smiled. I still showed good sportsmanship. Like, the whole time I was smiling. I'm known for smiling. And so when they chose somebody to win for showmanship, I had won because I guess I just had really good showmanship. I knew a lot about my chickens. I knew what I was feeding them, what I changed, what I knew I needed to do better, what I knew I needed to change, what I knew I needed to keep. And so I guess overall, I just had really good showmanship. And so that was my first belt buckle I'd ever won. I also did dairy cattle judging, which was really fun because with my team members and my dairy cattle coach, Dr. Pretty, we would go to so many places around Texas to judge dairy cows. And it was so funny because almost every weekend I had to go to my mom and my dad, and I'm like, it's like 12 o'clock at night, and I'm like, Daddy, I need money to go to a hotel because I have a dairy competition this weekend. And there are so many times I had to do that, but there are so many times I learned so much. And so, like, eventually I came up with the thought that I want to be a dairy cattle judge, a dairy farmer / poultry farmer when I grow up, which I still want that now. So 2017, I wanted to be a dairy / poultry farmer. 2019, right now, I still want to be a dairy farmer, poultry farmer. 2017, I wanted to have my own karate studio and go to the Olympics. 2019, I still want to go to the Olympics, or at least go to the Pan Ams, which is the highest competition for karate right now, until after Olympics, because they're not going to keep doing karate in the Olympics. But I don't think that I want to have my own dojo anymore. Like, I love just being a student. I love training. Maybe I'll train my kids when I get older, because I do want to have kids, but yeah, I don't think I want my own dojo anymore. Another thing is, when I did not want to go to college when 2017, my senior year, I did not want to go to college at all. And I still kind of don't want to, but I know that me being in the Army, it's only something that's going to help me do better, because I plan to do 20 years in the Army. And so I know that going to college is going to help me get better and get higher up in ranks. And so that's something that's changed. And another thing is, when I was in, once I was in high school and I graduated and stuff, I just wanted to strictly focus on karate. Like, that's all I wanted to do. I had my shoe business going, and I was like, you know what, I can get another job somewhere and then try to figure out how I'm gonna afford this karate. But that's not what ended up happening. Once I had graduated and it was around August, I decided, man, I was talking to my friend, one of my friends who went to the Army, and he kind of convinced me. Like, he played a part in me making that decision. And so after I saw him go in the Army, I was like, you know what? If I join the Army, I can do all Army sports for karate. So I went to my recruiting station, my local recruiting station. I went to go talk to them, and I was like, hey, do y'all have karate in y'all's army? I said, do y'all have karate in y'all's all Army sports? And then they were like, no, we have Taekwondo. And I was like, you know what, I'll think about it to see if I still want to join. So I went home and I really thought about it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna join the Army. And in my household, the way it works, it's Army or college. And I definitely didn't want to go to college. And I wasn't opposed to going to the Army, but I was really focused on karate right now. And so I went back up to my recruiting. Well, actually, this is how it happened. I said, I want to join the Army. I told my sister, I was like, hey, I'm joining the Army. And she said, I figured you'd do something like that. And then I told my dad, I was like, hey, I'm going to join the Army. And he said, okay, because my dad, he's a veteran. So he used to be in the Army. He was in 11 Bravo, which is infantry. So I went back up to my recruiting station, and then I got all my stuff filled out, and here I am. And I still have the same goals I do for karate. I really want to compete nationally. And it really sucks right now, because karate is not really an option for me right now. And it is something I really do miss. But I think I've changed a lot in these 2 years, especially coming up here to Fort Drum, New York, because I was really wondering why I'm up here. And I think I feel like God put me up here to make me more mature and learn how to become independent, because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sheltered, but I was more sheltered than what most people are, and I was fully dependent on my parents. And so I feel like God put me up here so that I can become independent, and so that I can learn how to be an adult, which is what I'm learning now. And I think that's the hardest thing that I'm learning. But that's how I've changed in the past 2 years. But I'll see y'all later in the next video. Bye.